Alrighty. You are listening to session/episode 118 of Primordial Harmony, that retelling of the classic elemental evil story in the D&D multiverse. My name is Michael, and tonight I'm joined by...
Hello, I'm Senna and I'm playing Delia, the Gnome Wizard.
And I am Kitties, and I am playing Hum, the Gnome Bard.
Hey, I'm Miles. I'm playing everyone's third favorite drunk Aasimar architect, archaeologist Tadias Adana.
Architect, sweet.
Yeah, he is it.
And I'm Nyx, and I'm playing Box, and she's a changeling rogue.
Alright. When last we left the Excavators, Delia, Hum, Tadias, and Vox, with Oxor the Gold Dragonborn, Lucy the Boulette, and Rook the Sniffneblin, find themselves back in the quarter of the Dwarven Ruins that was once the temple of the Howling Hatred cult. The group would come to learn that Thurl and the Feathergale Knights remained here after escorting the townsfolk that the Excavators had rescued back to Athon, because they discovered that flocks of demonic birds, hereto referred to as Vrox, began appearing from the northern half of the ruins. More familiar faces were there as well, among them Windharrow, once Erisi's gesture, as well as the genie Atair, still being compelled to clean the ruins at Erisi's behest due to the magic of this magic horn that Atair would say was still high above them in the spires of the sky-pierced peaks. Ferruk was there, the dwarven ghost of dust. It reminded the Excavators that there was a tomb for a dwarven hero named Godwin somewhere among the ruins of the dwarven kingdom of Belsamer. With that info dump, the Excavators strolled into the barricaded northern half of the ruins and fought off the Vrox, their spawn, and a few straggling undead, as well as a wayward Umberhulk. The party now sits down at the doorstep of the air node, next to the marked floor with the symbol of the Howling Hatred cult, with Windvane that would allow them access. It is the afternoon of Flame Rule the 5th, and the Excavators are truly allowing themselves to take a rest. Well, we fit all that in one loop. Hell yeah. So, yeah, let's do that round robin thing. So, to get you guys sort of back in that place, this is not too long after Tadias almost died at the hands of Belnar Chanzal, after seeing that flash of orange light come from the Targe of Torlir that Oxor now bears, and seeing Zachariel influence the movements of Belnar, and making your way here. So, with all that in mind, what's going on in your characters' heads?
I will go first.
All right.
Delia is feeling really anxious in both the good and bad ways, because seeing Tadias almost bite the dust really affected her in ways she didn't really expect. So she's really worried about everybody more so than usual. And there's also like the side, this is really, really cool that it's happening, and she wants to like learn more about everything that's going on around her. So it's very tumultuous, and that's kind of manifesting in the spells that she's learning and studying.
I'll go next so that we can kind of do it alphabetical, I guess.
Feel free.
Hum is angry. Hum is super angry. at watching what she considers her now family being targeted by Chansal, and she really wants to see him dead. She really wants some vengeance for not only herself, but for Zachariel and for Floriana and for Sihara. She is hopeful that in killing Chansel, they'll be able to get Zachariel back. And if she loses one more person in her life, she is going to go on a murder streak.
If we're doing alphabets, I guess it's me. Tadias is kind of disoriented by the amount of just almost dying he's been doing the last few weeks. So I think he's just calmly reflecting on the fact that this is the last push, that once this is done, he might not be cut out for this adventuring thing and might have to hang it up. Until Zachariel's saved, though.
Oh, sorry, I didn't know you.
Oh no, I had like a cough. So yeah, just the last thing was that he's not gonna stop until Zachariel's saved, though.
Then we turn to Vox. Right as we lost Nyx with her cut bandwidth.
No, I'm here.
Okay.
I just got word tied here. She's with her new family. She just wants to get. She wants this done with. She wants the evil to go away. She's just ready to get going and take care of things and protect her new family.
She's raring to go. She saw the destructive potential, and it's definitely affected her, huh? Yeah. Oxor leans against the wall here. And he leans his gear up against the wall. He just kind of takes a breather, sitting on his behind. And a little bit of some of the ambient light in here catches the ruby, and it sort of glints. And Delia, you see the little glint of it out of the corner of your eye. But Oxor looks over at Hum. And he says, hey, Hum, can I talk to you for a sec?
Yeah, sure, what's up?
So, you see Oxor sort of bow his head and start to lift a necklace off of his neck and takes it over. He says, "You're small, but you like to get into the scrum when we get into fights. And I like that, but, oof, you got hit really hard today. So here." And he produces, or he offers forward this necklace, and there's a amulet, a talisman on the chain, and it looks like a gauntlet that is delicately holding a rose. He says, if you wear this, you'll have a little bit of protection from both Helman Sarune. That's the name of the god. Yes.
Who's that?
So that name rings a bell because you were recently at her temple back in Forstride, and that's how Oxor joined the party initially.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, you're good.
It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while. And you know that Helm, no, you might not exactly know who Helm is, but you know that it's one of the gods worshipped in the temple quarter of Forstride at the very least. Whether or not you know if it's related to Tadias, that wasn't really specified, so maybe Hum doesn't know. But he offers this talisman to you. And it actually does a few cool things. Let me just open up a sheet. I should have made a handout for this. Did I make a handout for this? I don't think I did. No, I didn't. Okay, well, he offers you this this talisman, and it does some cool things mechanically, and I can go over that in a few minutes. But does Hum accept it?
Absolutely.
Okay.
She says, I'd be honored to wear this. Thank you so much.
Oh, cool. I can just copy paste this. Perfect. Oh, I can just put it in the chat. Okay, so the properties of this thing, to do a lot of the things that it has to do, or that it can like provide benefit for, take up Oxor's reaction. This is the Pact of the Talisman, and I've implemented like all of the Eldritch invocations from the material. So this is all the stuff it can do. And I'll put that into a handout that you can reference later. Oops, nope, not that. Didn't want to make a character. Okay. Handout. There we go.
Whoa, so Hum and Oxer can teleport to each other?
They can do a benign transposition. Yeah. Alright, talisman stuff. That's for your reference. So yes, it is another tool for the toolbox, but it definitely will serve Hum well, and Oxor has noticed that she gets in the fray, so he's offering it to her first. Maybe he'll change who he offers it to, we'll see, depends on what happens in the adventure.
She gives Oxor a hug and says, thank you so
Aww.
much.
And he hugs back.
She walks over to Delia and she says, I hope this doesn't mean we're going steady now.
I mean, if it does, is it really that much of a bad thing?
I mean, he's kind of cool.
He is pretty cool.
So you guys are hanging out in this room, basically at the entrance of the next dungeon, as far as you know, and you start to hear noises coming from back where you came. It sounds like kitchen utensils and pots and pans being shifted around.
I peek my head down the corner, around the corner.
You still hear it. It's and you actually see some light that I will put in a moment. You see some light coming from that kitchen, that old mess kitchen area that you cleared out recently.
I'm gonna silently go down this hallway.
Alright, give me a second.
Hey, Mike,
What's
can
up?
you remind me, did we take a long or a short rest?
So you haven't taken the rest yet, but there's there's not going to be any danger. But you will have taken a long rest the next time we, get into, like, danger play.
Okay, I was just checking.
Yeah. You also should be level 12.
That I am.
So as you're walking, go ahead and roll roll a stealth check. You hear footsteps. All right. I'm gonna let that ride out.
And where's, like, is it coming from
It's coming from in here.
here?
Yeah.
Do I hear any voices yet? Or
Yeah,
just...
you hear voices, you hear conversation. You pick up that it sounds like it's a conversation about cooking. And you recognize Thurl's voice. And then a few moments. Are you going to advance into this room?
I'll pick my head in.
Okay. You see Thurl and some of the Feathergale Knights. They're cleaning up and they're setting down gear, like mess gear. They don't seem to notice you. And then one of them says, "Are you going to try to invite them for dinner again?" And Thurl says, "Oh, I imagine I will. Although I do want to make this place a little presentable first." And they're just moving around, getting stuff in order.
I'll pop in. Hello. I thought I heard voices.
Hello. That would be us, says Thurl as he turns around.
You guys doing okay?
Well, you've cleared out all those nasty creatures. We decided to use their mess hall one more time. Tables and chairs. Why not use the furniture we have here? I don't think I actually got your name. I don't think we've met before today. What is your name?
Vox. And you're Thurl?
Yes. And everybody here can hear this conversation. For your information. He says, we're going to prepare a meal with the gear we have left over before we head back to Feathergale. He says, you're more than welcome to join us.
Oh.
Did I hear food?
Well,
That you did! He smiles, looking at Hum.
I'm surprised Tadias isn't already here.
I could eat, says Oxor. And there's just this rumbling sound as Lucy also is just tailing after Hum.
Diaz is kind of just scribbling in his notebook, looking around as everyone leaves. I probably should join.
You know what would bring Tadias is ale. Is there any ale?
Thurl looks a little crestfallen, and he looks to Radgif and Barva here, and one of the other Feathergale Knights here, and he just kind of slumps his shoulders a bit and says, whatever ale was here was already drinking from the last time.
You know what else will bring him? Music. I will break out my instrument and start playing a nice little ditty for everybody.
Yeah, you, as you're playing that, Hum, you see peeking his head in the door here is Windharrow, the once I'm gonna move these eggshells out of here. The once gesture for Arisi, who was keeping those Kenku from before safe. If you remember that way back. And he pulls out his flute and he says, "Mind if I join you?"
Please do.
He joins you in a duet.
And by my performance role, they play probably the best that Hum has ever played.
Oh yeah.
Tadai's just gonna pop in and just kind of quietly sit at one of the tables.
So, would anyone like to engage in a vignette before I move on?
I want to sneakily take a peek at the shield
Okay.
and just like eye it a little bit.
You absolutely can. Nothing is stopping you from looking at it. What is Delia trying to divine or figure out or learn?
I just want to see if it's like even remotely similar to the sort of stuff that I do.
Go ahead and roll an Arcana check. So yes and no. And it's one of those yes and no's that leaves a lot of potential. So when Delia looks at this thing and considers it and thinks about her own projects with gemstones and how they can contain spells, how they can contain energies, and she starts to think about what happened when it flashed and Zachriel's will superimposed itself on Chanzal's movements, and she's sort of running that scene through her head, and she realizes that with what they've learned about Zachriel back in the Fire Temple, about who he actually is, she realizes that he's an elemental, that he is a being of energy. And there's something to that connects to holding spells, holding energy within gems.
I'm gonna tap the gem. You know, like when you tap on a fish tank.
Okay. You're just gonna tap it? Is there anything else with that tap, or?
No, I'm just gonna tap it.
Okay. You tap it, and touching it, you can sort of, with how much time you spent in school, and also like all of this firsthand experience on the field, and the time you spent with Renwick, you can sense that, of course, there's some sort of response there. There's an energy there. And it makes sense because you know that Zachriel had to give a piece of himself in order to craft this thing. And you sort of realize that the gem and what Belnar Chanzal took from Zachriel, all of Zachriel, are connected still. That they have some kind of bond. And that maybe with a little bit more thought, you can use that.
I stroke my non-existent beard and look thoughtfully.
So a few hours pass, and a decently put together meal of some game animals from around, mostly bird, is served, and it's not Zachriel cooking, but it's decent. And any food requirements. I'm just going to move this token. Any food requirements in the rules are negated for today, and the night kind of goes on as you recuperate. And when stuff starts getting cleaned up, Thurl kind of looks over to Tadias, and he says, "You've been through a lot in the past couple months, haven't you?"
Yeah, that's one way of putting it.
He kind of gestures to the scars on your face from when you got dragged through the glass.
The city was invaded. I got unlucky.
He just kind of silently nods.
But we're at a juncture where we might actually do some good, get something done.
So, did you guys explain to him that you have the thing that can close the portal? Don't think that got communicated, if I remember correctly.
I think we told them we had Windvane.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. And then everything fell into place. Okay, yep. That is correct. That happened. And if it didn't happen, I'm saying it happened now. So he looks at... who has Windvane?
I thought it was just strapped him back.
Okay. So he looks at it over your shoulder. And he says, "When you're up there, do me... See if you can do me a favor amongst all the other things we've..." And he kind of gestures to... he gestures to, like, the place. He's referring to how you got a bunch of, like... a bunch of quests, essentially. He says, When we left the tops of the spires to confront you, back when I still thought that Arisi was in the right," and he kind of cringes at that. He says, "We left behind two of our order, Nerisi Gladham and Lucina Majara." I'm going to put their names in the chat. He says, "We haven't seen them since. So if you could find out what..." He kind of grimaces, "what happened to them, we would be appreciative."
Do you think they're up there?
He says, "If they're not, I have no idea where they ended up."
Well, we'll try to bring back anybody who doesn't try to stab or kill us.
He smiles at that. "And make sure to put down anyone that does."
Yeah, that's probably for the best.
So dinner gets cleaned up as best as it can. Windharrow asks Hum to perform one more duet with him.
She agrees.
And you feel free to roll. Not as good as the last one, but still pretty great. What kind of tune is it?
Hum is feeling a little bit sentimental right now and misses Zachariel, so she plays a dirge, something sad and slow.
All right. And Thurl and Feathergirl Knights here and Windharrow are starting to leave, and Thurl says, "You're welcome to those rooms with beds. I know some of them are still clean and comfortable. If not, good luck tomorrow." And they make to go.
Thank you, and thank you for the food.
They wave kindly and head on back to their sort of base of operations in the southern side of the ruins. Anything else you guys want to do in the evening?
I think I'm good.
Hum is feeling again sentimental. She looks at Tadias and she says, "I miss Zachariel." And then she goes and moves toward bed.
I miss him too. Only a little while longer, huh?
We need him back.
The dice just nods.
She slaps Tadias on the arm and goes find a bed.
All right, well.
All right. The night passes without any incident. And you wake up in the morning and are faced again with that glowy sigil on the floor. With a slot in the center of it that looks like it was designed for Windvane.
I'm going to cast a Dispel Magic on Windbane.
Ah! Yes. What level?
Level 3.
Alright. So Windvane is up to 6 hours of time.
And then I'm also going to cast Mage Armor on myself.
I am assuming that you cast Dispel Magic before you went to bed, so...
Yes.
Did you have the slots for it? Somebody did. I'm pretty sure somebody did. I don't think there was enough turns to have to completely empty out your spell slots. I can say that the trident was destroyed. Destroyed.
Has that happened by now in this timeline?
No. No, so, both groups are taking on the, I gotta update the calendar. Both groups are taking on their respective dungeons on the same day.
Yeah, I thought as much.
I'm gonna check on that calendar real quick. Right, so... It is Flame Rule 6th for the Excavators. The morning of. It's eerily quiet down here, aside from what sounds like a little bit of wind.
Well, there's gonna be a lot more of that in a second.
So what do you do?
When Hum wakes up, she takes out the chimes and kind of tries to talk to Chan.
She answers with a feeling at first, feeling your intent.
And she just says, "Today's the day we're going to try to get rid of Windvane. Is this the right decision?"
Of course. Of course, she says, in a reassuring tone. That weapon is the key for Yad Si Bin to enter the material plane. And the sooner it's destroyed, the sooner that key, that gate, is closed off to him.
Well, here we go then. You ready?
state, I am always ready.
Hum is up and ready to go.
Yeah, Oxor is standing, looking at the sigil, and then looking around and says, so what do we do?
Well, most of these are traversed by entering the space with the item. Probably want to stay together at the same time.
We're going to want to hold hands. That's what we did last time.
Well, I call dibs on holding hands with Hum.
I call Lucy.
I call Delia.
You've entered the space, you hold hands, and nothing happens.
Maybe we gotta use the thing.
I take wind vein off my back and I poke it.
You poke that little sigil on the floor.
Yeah.
It kind of glows a little bit more as you bring Windvane closer, but you just tap the ground and there's no other reaction. But you do see the slot in the ground.
Oh, there's a slot in the ground. Okay.
Yes.
Then, yes, I'll utilize the slot.
All right. It looks like it's round, so it looks like it's for the haft end. So
yeah, I imagine.
You plant the butt end of Windvane into the slot on the floor, and suddenly soft blue light fills the room, emanating from several designs on the paving stones. And Tadias and the rest of you feel yourselves starting to rise up off of the floor, all of the designs seemingly etched into an invisible platform. Actually, it is only Tadias that starts floating, about a foot off the floor. And the rest of you are on the ground. Oh, but you're holding hands. Oh, you know what? Okay, yes, intent. So yes, everybody starts to raise. I wrote this without thinking about the holding hands thing. So, with the intent clear, everyone starts to raise. But then, when Lucy begins to rise, she pulls back. And she bleats a little bit in that bullet way. And she backs off of the glowy platform onto the stable ground. Says Rook, as he can't really grip on to Lucy. The rest of you are still rising, and Lucy has exited the platform. You're about a foot and a half off of the ground now.
Lucy? What's wrong?
She just kind of looks at you, a little sort of fearful, crouching a little bit, and keeps moving back.
Afraid of heights, maybe.
Hum uses a stern voice and says, Lucy, come.
She does not. Well, she is a creature of the ground, Rook says. She might...
Lucy, wait there. We'll come back for you.
Lucy just kind of looks at Hum and like the kind of look that like a dog gives you before you leave for work. The "you'll come back, right?" kind of look. And then she just walks over to the wall here and just takes a huge bite out of the rock and makes a little alcove for herself and then just kind of curls up in it. You're now about 2 feet off of the ground.
Should we go back for her?
I think we'll be able to come back for her after we get this taken care of.
There is that barrier. She might be fine.
And
Okay.
And you all rise up, and then suddenly it accelerates, and you see yourselves. You are being lifted through this shaft, and you can hear wind getting louder and louder and louder as you are rising up. And you can see a little bit of sunlight, ambient light sort of peeking through at the top. And I need to jump to where I want to go. I have layered these. Two audio bots. Which is a little extra work, but that's okay. Yes. Now I need to get to that thing. And then... Perfect. Alright, yeah. You exit out and you see a gruesome sight. I need to find the read aloud copy. Maps. Aha. Gore splatters the floor and the walls of this bowl-like plateau. So you are where first thing you realize is that yes, you're high above the clouds. You look out and your sort of visibility is very, very low. You cannot see farther out beyond this plateau. And because of the shape of it, you can't really see how far up you are. Like you can tell you're far up because of the shaft, but you can't look down. The floor is strewn with bits of gore and thick smears of blood, and you can see sort of dust being kicked up by dust devils that are moving around. And you can also see plainly at the other end of this pathway that's apparent is another air elemental Myrmidon, and beyond them is a sort of chain link, cable-y rope bridge. As you can see, the walls are set with rows and rows of wicked spikes, and the pillars are about 5 feet tall, 12 feet wide, and also covered in spikes.
That's a lot of spikes.
I mean, it definitely looks like Arisi would have been here. Let's move quickly.
Let's go.
I'm starting to think Lucy had the right idea.
Yeah, me too.
Animals usually do know.
So as you get to the center of the plateau, the dust devils around you start to pick up and pick up and pick up, and they coalesce into clear figures of air elementals that you can tell immediately are influenced, are corrupted. Roll initiative. Oh, right, I can just do that thing. I'm going to hide your tokens in the GM layer for a hot second.
Oh, wait, that's right. I have a bonus now to that.
And then I'm gonna do this. Oh, wait. Then I'm gonna do this, and then I'm gonna roll bulk macro turn go. Oh, it's so good. All right. Then I'm gonna go back to the GM layer and get everybody back. Yeah. All right. I'm giving Rook an initiative. Sending. Alrighty. Well, this air elemental goes first. I'm gonna say that Oxor is right here. And the air elemental here, is going to get all up in Tadias's and Vox's grill. And yeah, I need both of you to roll strength saving throws.
Okay. 21.
21 is definitely a pass. Vox, you do not save, but the divine aura coming off of Oxor gives you that last boost of strength to avoid that. However, both of you are bludgeoned by the winds, and you are going to take half of this. So 6 damage. And it's going to remain in that space, and that space is difficult terrain. Delia.
Okay, I think we're gonna fireball.
All right. Gonna clip
Just
2 of
get
them.
2 of them.
All right. Dexterity saving throws. It's our strong suit. So they both take 12 fire damage.
And then I'm gonna do a blade ward as my bonus action.
All right, you stamp the staff on the ground, and an arcane shimmering force appears around you. Vox.
So we're not in this.
You are
right?
in this thing. It is rough terrain, the inside of it. Actually, leaving it is not rough terrain, but like, not to overcomplicate things.
But I can step out.
You can step out. Yes, you're not trapped.
Okay, I'm stepping out.
All right.
And gonna get the sword out and give us some slices.
Okay. I would say that Vox does know that her mundane short sword is not going to damage this thing as much as what her magic dagger would. One of her magic daggers, anyway. Vox
Hey,
definitely.
okay. A dagger.
You have 2 magic daggers at your disposal. Alright, that hits. Roll that damage for me. Alright. Yeah. That was a good damage roll on its own. Let's see that, the rest of it. You want a sneak attack?
Yep, just a little slow.
Oh, okay. 25 damage. Alright. The magic of that dagger slices through the winds and weakens them severely. It is Vox's turn. And Vox will just Hail Mary on this one here.
You mean Oxer?
I meant Oxor. They both have ox in them. Got a pair of oxes. Alright. Just a couple of swings with Skan Vivara. 1, 2. Oh, one misses. The other one hits, dealing 17 damage in total. Alright. Air Elemental here is going to zoom surprisingly, scarily swiftly. It has 90 feet of movement, and it's going after the gnomes. And I need both of you to make strength saving throws, and you have Oxor's +4 bonus. Both of you succeed, and you feel the winds buffet you pretty hard, but you take half of this, and you're not knocked prone or flung. This one is going to rush out to here, and is going to focus their attention on Oxor. Oxor needs to roll a strength saving throw. Oh, that isn't also accounting for the bonus from the thing. So Oxor is flung. Oxor gets all wrapped up in a vortex, and is then flung out to the side a little bit and smacks right into the spikes of one of these pillars. And he's going to take a hefty amount of damage. So in addition to... Oops. It's going to be this. And then an additional 2d6. And then for the spikes... another 2d8. So Oxor is pretty lucky. Wow. Those are low rolls. Takes 19 damage. Grunts. And that's that Air Elemental's turn. The Air Myrmidon advances a little bit along the path, but looks keen on just observing for now. Hum, it's your turn. You're inside this vortex of dark wind.
Well, Hum decides she's going to pull out the chimes. And she's trying to decide between purifying and just going at them. I think she's just going to go at them.
You feel a little bit of disappointment from Chan.
Fine! And so she just rings them for Chan to clear up the air and elemental that's on her.
Okay. So you're using the single target one?
I'm reading right now, sorry.
No problem.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go for as many as I can get.
Okay. Oh, so right. Your spell save
Any and
DC
all elementals
within
within
20
20 feet. Yeah.
which is all these guys, this guy, but not this guy. Okay, so all these four. All right. So they need to make a saving throw against your spell save DC, a charisma save.
A charisma save it is.
Charisma save it is. Alright, so let me just check out.
Do air elementals have a great amount of charisma?
No. 1, 2, 3, 4. But I'm accounting for that because they are... It is because of the force imposed on them that... or because of their low force of personality, that whatever force is taking them over has this sway. And unfortunately, that dark force that is coming from the cause behind all this nonsense is so strong, it's giving them advantage on it. So, top to bottom, left to right. So, What? Oh, whoops! I rolled initiative. That's my bad.
No initiative.
All right, so this one. Let me check something here. Okay, I gotta mark them. So, isn't there a way to just... Oh, man. There's a way in Roll20 to, like, mark with a number, but I can't remember how to do it. Oh well. Okay. In that case, red. Alright. So you see this one start to slow down a little bit. Let me hit the other 3. That's not enough. Your spell save DC is like 17, right?
17.
Yeah.
17.
So the one that Hum and Delia are in is also slowing down. Like you can feel the wind slow. And this one also fails. And another one also fails. Alright. So you can feel them all visibly slowing, and you know that even if they keep moving or being more violent, they're definitely less so. That's also the DM promise that, yes, your thing's affecting them. All right.
A real quick question about that. Now, do I take that from my chime ring then? So I only can ring it 3 times.
No, you don't.
Okay, awesome.
All right. Anything else? Bonus action. Movement.
She's gonna move towards Oxor to make sure he's okay.
Okay. Well, this air elemental is going to move to here, still very, very slowly, and lashes out with one slam attack against Delia. 15.
Yep.
Dealing 14 bludgeoning.
Have, because I have resistance.
Yeah. This one here is not affected. Zooms over to Vox and is going to try to fling her. Roll a strength saving throw.
I rolled it.
Okay.
Ugh.
That's not going to do it. You are flung. You're going to take a boatload of damage. You're flung directly into these spikes here. And you're going to take 3d8 plus 2 plus a d6 for that distance you got flung. Oh, not a 6. Gotta give a chance. And a 2d8 for slamming into those spikes. It does not feel good. 26 damage as Vox slams against the spikes and barely avoids getting completely impaled. And that's that one's turn. Rook says, "Oh shit!" And he just falls into the ground. Tadias.
So, I noticed as well that the air elementals are kind of slowing down based on the chimes.
Yeah, the ones around you definitely did. You can and there's a visible, like there's basically like bloody or blood dust, like coagulated blood that's dust in the air. And you can tell based on that this one is still going strong, but the 4 around you are slowing down.
And this one looks like it's not doing anything right now.
It looks like it's just watching.
Okay, then I'm going to go for the one that isn't affected yet. And that's this button.
That's a hit. 8.
Number 2.
That is a miss, I'm afraid.
Gotcha. And I don't think I have any bonus actions besides turning on the armor, and that'll be it.
Alrighty. This one sluggishly whips out a tendril of air to smack Tadias. 18.
Let's see. It just changed because I got the extra intelligence. So it's 13 on the armor?
Yeah, it's 13 plus, for your case, int.
So 13 shield, That's
Sounds like a miss.
gonna miss, yeah.
All right. It just kind of destructive interference with that other blast of current that just kind of makes a harmless squall. That's it for that one. Delia.
All right. I'm gonna thunderclap.
All right. That would affect all of them. Okay. 17. Okay. Constitution saves. Normal. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nice.
I think it's only the. Oh no, it is 4 of them.
Yeah. You do notice, however, that the thunder you produce isn't affecting them as much as, say, a flesh and blood person. They seem to be resistant to thunder damage.
And we'll slap the empowered evocation on this one.
Oh, good to know. So that's 20 damage. So that means each take... Oh wait, you can only affect one creature with that, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Which one do you want to affect? You know this one took
This one.
more damage. Oh. Oh. Violence. Okay, so this one took 10, and then 7, and 7, and 7. Okay.
And I'm gonna do another Blade Ward.
Why? It's still
I
up.
don't want to...
It's still up. It lasts for a minute.
Is it really?
I'm pretty sure I
I
wrote
thought
that.
it was...
I'm pretty sure it is. I looked at that for I looked at that little bit of text for a long time. Granting the benefits of Blade Ward for 1 minute.
Oh, okay, good. Now I'm gonna skedaddle
Alright.
over this way.
You find that they're all too sluggish to react.
Oh, perfect.
That was part of the benefit. Vox.
Is pissed.
Oh, I bet.
So I'm taking my dagger to those one who hit me.
Alright.
Or hit me. Any second now.
Any second now. That is a hit. Alright, for a total of 31 damage. Nice. Alright. Anything else?
Oh, no, for the bonus action, I was thinking of using my cunning action
Heck yeah.
to... I'm gonna focus it on him. Like, after hitting this elemental, I'm turning my head to him and just like, you're next.
Oh, you're using the aim?
Yeah.
Okay, Actually, wait, I actually don't know.
How
does it work? That's a good question. Alright, hang on.
might have read it wrong.
Well, I might be remembering it wrong, so let me take a look. Rogue. Optional feature, right. As a bonus action, you give yourself advantage on the next attack roll on the current turn. So, you have to take this bonus action.
So I do it before.
Yeah.
Okay.
And your speed also is reduced to 0 when you do that.
Okay,
So
I'll do it next time.
You probably want to line yourself up because you don't have line of sight on this guy because of all the spiky goodness. So if you're gonna do that, you should move. And I recommend taking your cunning action to disengage for a bonus action.
Yeah, let's disengage.
All right.
I'm gonna move to the side of the spikes.
Alrighty. Oxor groans, looks at Hum, and shakes his head, and frees himself from the spikes. And they're kind of attached, or they kind of like pull at his armor a little bit. And he looks at Hum and he says, you did something to these things. What? Should I attack one of them?
I can save them. If you... I can save them.
He nods, and what would he do? He could heal. He's gonna wait until after combat to heal, so he's gonna he'll take what you say, and I think he'll just get up to here and take the dodge action, because he trusts what you say. Alright. Well, this one is going to sluggishly reach out with a one slam attack at Oxor. 23 hits, dealing 11 bludgeoning. He grunts out in pain.
Didn't he just take dodge? Wouldn't that be a disadvantage?
Oh, you're right. Thank you. Aha! Good call. Appreciate it. Okay, so he is focused on just weaving around the air and just kind of puts up Zachriel's shield, and it just kind of... he's pushed back a little bit, avoiding the brunt of that. The Myrmidon looks down at Vox, and Vox hasn't, like, lined up a shot yet, so he isn't really concerned about her yet. Or it isn't really concerned about her yet. But, is definitely in notice.
Hum rings the chimes again to try to get them all, and she can reach all of them with it this time.
She can, yeah. Alright. It lets out a pure tone. And we're going to see how they fare. Okay, so I'm going to do it clockwise, starting with this one, going like that. Okay. So, charisma. Nope. I'm just going to mark them while I think about it. And charisma. Nope. Charisma. Also nope. That advantage is not doing enough for them. Charisma?
Nope.
Nope. Alright. Their wind slows down even more, and let's try the one that was active. Nope. Alright, and anything else, Hum?
No.
Alrighty. Cool beans. Next on turn order is this air elemental. Who does nothing. This one takes a sluggish whack at Tadias. 12.
Nada.
I even had advantage marked by accident. Rook is still underground. Tadias, it's your turn.
I think I'm gonna take a lead from Oxor and actually use the dodge action too.
Alright. This one up here, who's slowing down, also skips its turn. Delia.
I will hold a firebolt in case things get rowdy again.
Alrighty. Box.
Now I'm gonna do my aim.
You do your aim, you line up a shot. You have advantage on this next, you're using your short bow?
Yeah, because I can't move before or after, right?
Yeah, your speed is 0 now. but you have advantage.
Any second now.
Any second now. Has to ask permission from the ISP directly. That hits. So go ahead.
They're hand carrying those packets.
No kidding. Excuse me. Dropping my packets. So I'll go ahead and roll sneak attack. So you line up your shot, you take the shot, the arrow zooms through the air and clatters into the armor of the Myrmidon, and it immediately rushes toward you. Its reaction was to move up to you when you attacked it. So that's going to be a total of 15 damage on it, because it's resistant to non-magical attacks. Oxor is going to look at Hum and say, "Hey, I think it's working." And then
Me too.
he says, "But I think Vox is in trouble, so I'm going to go try to help her."
Go help her.
And he leapfrogs over you and then starts running this way. And this is going to use dash action to get in the scrum. Actually, you can only get up to here. Alright. This aerial elemental skips its turn. This one skips its turn. The Myrmidon is going to Hail Mary as it lifts its flail up, and you can see that it gets covered in lightning. Again, you see this as it launches it down toward Vox. Not a crit this time. 14?
Misses.
She nimbly dodges out of the way, and the lightning all over the flail just dissipates. It's your turn.
Hum pulls out the chimes and says, "Come on, Chan, let's get these guys cleared."
All right.
And she rings it with confidence.
With confidence. All right. Same clockwise order. It's gonna be 1. And that's a nope. 2, 3,
Nope.
4,
Nope.
5.
Nope. Nope.
All right. So you watch as the wind picks up again. However, the sort of darkness that surrounds these elemental spirits starts to clear, and one by one you see their forms kind of purify, and there's this oppressive force that kind of goes away when these four here return to their normal selves, and they kind of... There's not much recognition going on here, and they sort of look around as much as they can, and Chan from the chime says, "Thank you, Hum." And they disperse. They just bounce. And your clothes pick up and snap as they just move and leave the scene. This one, however, is still being worked on. Yeah. Next up is... not you. This one skips its turn. Stadius.
I guess I'll just kind of skedoodle over here and get flanking with this one.
All right.
And stabbies.
Ooh, crit. Nice. That's going to be 15. Okay.
Let's do number 2. I'm going to improvise that.
Alrighty. That hits. For 11.
And then number 3, exploiting the weakness.
That is exploited. You see a little gap in their armor.
I dig right into it.
Nice. Lots of clink sounds and what sounds like air leaking out of a metal tank. You've done a lot of damage to this thing. Delia, it's your turn.
Okay, I am gonna I think I'm gonna just go this way. Can I see this dude? Or are the spikes on the way?
You can see him, but he'll have half cover.
Okay, I'll just use magic missile then.
All right. Fuck some cover.
And then
Oh, choice. All right.
and that'll do it.
That'll do it. Vox.
Can I use that aim again?
I think you can. It's any attack roll. Yeah, you can just kind of square him up and take the advantage.
Okay, I'm doing that.
All right. That is a hit. For a total of 36 damage. You hear a massive coming from the Myrmidon. And you know that it probably can't take another hit like that. As Oxor lifts Skan and lays it down. Tries again. There it is. He slashes through. And the Myrmidon... Oh wait, no, we're not out of combat yet. Well, we basically are, but... the Myrmidon is destroyed as its armor turns to shatters and just falls down to the ground on this plateau. It's on you.
Hum rings once more, hoping that she'll clear this air elemental.
The tone rings out with a glorious note, and the air elemental takes a moment to look at you and then speeds off into the sky.
I saved them all, Chan.
You feel a nonverbal, just extreme approval. Very, very pleased. And Rook kind of, his face appears underneath your feet, or not underneath your feet, but at your feet, Hum, and he says, are we good now?
All clear.
He exits out of the stone.
That could have been a lot messier.
What'd you say?
That could have been a lot messier.
Rook just kind of looks around and looks back at Tadias and nods.
We were lucky today. Chan was in top form.
You all hear a flapping noise, like the wings of a large bird.
Can I make a perception check to see what direction it's coming from?
You can.
That would be this button.
It is simple enough to tell that it's coming from this way, and as you look in that direction, you can see coming out of the foggy, misty clouds is a green bird humanoid person who flaps around and doesn't flap around, flaps toward you and then just gracefully lands on the ground here. And
Oh, it's adorable.
she says, "Hello, how did you get up here? You don't have wings."
How big is this creature?
She is about 5 feet tall.
This is the same mountaintop I remember like having like the gusts of hurricane like winds before.
Yep.
How did you get here safely?
She blinks as if that's such a strange question. She says, well, this is my home. And then she sort of, she opens her arms and she says, welcome to Lightspire. I'm Ikki. I can show you around if you like.
You don't seem awfully perturbed by the bloody spikes near us. Is that something I should be worried about?
She says, well, this plateau here is a training ground for our Convocation's warriors. And then she looks toward a space over here, and she waves with her bird-like hand, and she says, hi, Audric. And then she giggles and looks back at you. And she says, I'm not very good at giving tours, so, explore where you want. Oh, but you must stay for my ascension ceremony. Mother says I'll be a fine woman. And she smiles brightly, and then she takes off, and she disappears into the fog by the bridge here.
Who was she waving to?
Where the hell are we?
What is an ascension ceremony?
Thaddeus, roll history check.
Welcome to Lightspire.
So that, combined with your archaeologist background, you get the impression that you are in a place that was put together, at least, by a tribe, or better known as a convocation, of Aarakocra.
And what do I know of them? Are they normally warfaring because of the bloody spikes?
These, the bloody spikes, are not of their make. And upon further inspection, you can tell that these are like just very crudely made plates that were applied to what were once just stone pillars raised from the ground, or at least raised by brick and mortar from the ground.
All right,
Hum's looking around for whomever she was talking to.
You don't see anyone else.
Okay, guys, she's delusional. There's nothing else up here.
Should we? I guess we should go over that bridge, huh? Is there anything else here? It says, Oxor.
What does this bridge look like? Is it suspended above midair?
It is suspended above mid-air, and it's big enough for one at a time.
I don't like this.
I think Lucy was safer in that hallway.
Aw, she likes heights.
Does she like bridges that are barely going to support our weight?
Actually, it looks pretty secure. It's made of metal cables and steel plates. It's just, you can't see the other side of it from where you are.
Can we take 5 before you...
Sure, let's take 5. I'm gonna go to the bathroom.
I'll be back.
And unpause. Okay. Yeah, so you stand next to that bridge that looks stable but is very thin, and over what you can't see.
Well, Hum's used to not seeing anything because she's so tiny. So she just steps out on it.
Good point. What is the marching order?
I'm gonna go last in case I have to wing up to save anybody.
All right.
I'll go behind Han.
Oxor will go right behind Vox. All right, so you guys start making your way.
Tadias, you may need to carry Delia.
And this isn't the exact scenery of the place, but it's the closest vibe that I could find. So it's kind of like that. Swirly, misty clouds and rocks jutting out of the clouds, and just the fog and clouds in the air just illuminated by the sun. Did you say who needs to carry Delia? I missed that.
Tadias may need to carry Delia.
I will. I'm gonna close my eyes and like white knuckle grip the sides and take like baby steps across.
Yeah, Rook is doing the exact same thing. Just the exact same thing. It's like, it's kind of slow going too, because both Delia and Rook are just like, and as you're making your way across, Rook like opens his eye for a second. I don't know if anybody can see him do that, but he opens his eye for a second. He looks down, like cracks one eye open. He says, "Lucy had the right idea. Oh my goodness. I've never been so far away from the earth in my life." But beyond that, he doesn't complain.
Hum just yells, "There's rocks right over there, look!"
"Not falling for it," he says.
Have to say, it's a beautiful view.
How does Delia react to that chatter?
She's just shaking her head.
Okay. So, you notice that the temperature starts to go down. You're not elevating. But you notice that you're not elevating that you can notice, but you perceive a shift in the temperature and it starts to go down. It gets cold. And finally, you see breaking out of the clouds that you're high up in the next plateau.
I found Earth.
And it's cold here, and you can see why. There is a frozen pool in the center of this plateau.
Hum carefully steps on the earth.
You actually see snow kind of swirl around in gentle gusts around this plateau. And eventually you all make it over. Whoa, I didn't mean to do that, Oxford. No, he's still lopsided. And as soon as Rook gets onto like the rocky surface, he just like sinks down to ankle, and he just says, "Okay, all right." And then like he actually willingly keeps his ankles or his feet in the ground, and like as if he's trudging through thick mud, he's just slowly making his way.
There's another bridge or two around here. What do you think?
As you're all considering this, flying out from the fog is Ikki. "Oh, hi. She points in this direction, and she says, the rest of the village is that way, but feel free to take a drink here. This is a spring. And she leans down, cups her hands, and takes some water. And then she takes off again.
Ikki! Meh.
Do you think would be welcomed in that village?
She seems nice enough.
She could be leading us to a trap.
Yeah, but she could be just leading us to whatever she's having done today.
Feel free to roll an insight check.
Yeah, sure. I'll get in on this.
She is completely genuine.
Yeah, I guess she seems harmless enough.
Hum leans down and takes a little drink of the water.
It is very, very cold. Very cold. And you actually also notice Oxor and Rook shivering. It is like minus 30 here. It's freezing. It's frigid. We should get going soon.
Let's go.
So as you guys start making your way across and toward the bridge over there, I assume you're going that way because Ikki gestured to it.
It's the only thing I know.
Suddenly the air grows very warm. A little bit of water condenses around you and sort of rains back into the pool, and you hear the sound of ice cracking, and thick waves of steam rise from the pool. And maps, please. Map in background. And bobbing among the breaking ice, you see bloated bodies of small winged humanoids staring up with wide, dead eyes. What the? Rook just whispers in abject horror as he's shifting through the earth like it's mud. And you see Oxor is just kind of like staring gobsmacked at this.
Ew, I drank that water.
Do they look like they've been like mutilated in any way?
From your angle, roll a perception check. Be easy enough to tell, but you have to see. Like we're trying to see how much you can see through the steam. It's hard to tell. There's a lot of steam obscuring what you can see of these bodies. Oxor spends 5 lay on hands points to cure Hum of any disease she might take up, but there is no. Luckily for Hum, there is no like disease that is infecting her, so you just heal for 5 HP.
Thank you.
Do the bodies look like preserved because of the temperature?
They look like they're bloated, but because of the freezing and the unfreezing, they're not getting a chance to like rot. Like they're being destroyed slowly because of the crazy temperature shifts, but there's no rot happening here. It's just bloating from the water around them and the death.
Do we want to trust this kid?
mean, she did drink from this too, right?
I know. Does she know they're in there?
Oxor just frowns.
Well, she does live here, so I imagine she would know they're here.
She also might be able to tell us where we're going.
Let's go.
And as you guys are making your way to the bridge, the temperature shifts again from being super hot. Nope, not you. Map. Oh my god. Oh wait, how did I do this? I had a method for this. I practiced this. To back, and then the front. Aha! The ice freezes and covers up the bodies as the temperature gets super cold again. Don't like that, says Rook as he's shifting toward the bridge.
Hum does a little jump on the bridge to make sure it's as solid as the other one.
It seems very secure. And Oxford.
Yeah, and the water seemed very clean and clear.
Hey, I'm just telling you what you... I didn't say it was clean and clear. I said it was cold. Oxford tests the bridge and it supports his weight easily. And you guys start making your way over the bridge. And I need to double check something. Perfect. 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 Oh, no, well, you don't matter. Perfect. Okay.
Wow, that sounded really great.
I was checking your visibility for dynamic lighting. And when I said you don't matter, I meant Rook, because Rook isn't attached to anybody's player sheet. Cool. So, you guys continue on. It's another long trek, and there is a little bit of elevation. You gain a little bit of elevation. You can tell that the bridge is actually sloped up. And you start making your way up. But it's not much of an angle. It's not much of a grade, but you can definitely tell that you're gaining some feet in elevation. So again, another plateau or crag spire emerges from the fog, from the clouds as you make your way toward it. And on your way here, you'd been seeing like a few spires off to the left and the right that are really thin and really sharp or just pointed. And this one is different from a lot of the other formations you've seen so far. A section of spire has been torn open by some kind of intense force. Smooth sections of rock are gouged out, leaving a sponge-like pattern. In fact, for those of you this is relevant for, you are reminded of what happened to the rock when you safely detonated the devastation orb of air back at the Sacred Stone Monastery outside of Orboro. Oh, and for your reference, this area is supposed to represent like sloped stuff. Like if you stand here, you're in trouble. So just keep that in mind. Your tokens are not exactly where they are. I assume that you're off of the bridge. And coming from, you hear the sound of wings flapping again. And you look up, and you can see sort of coming around the side of the spire is Ikki, who lands right here. And she says, "Oh, hi again." She gestures to the sort of spongy, sponge-textured rock. And she says, Well, this is where I live. And she actually starts to enter it.
Ikki,
She turns around.
did you know there were bodies in that water?
You said the water didn't taste good? It's as if she didn't even hear you say bodies in the water.
Ikki, there are bird people in that water. It's like bird people soup.
She blinks a couple of times, and it's as if what you said just didn't register with her at all. And then she says, "Oh, let me show you something." And she disappears into the sort of rock here. And then she comes back just a moment later. And in her hand, you see a little doll. And she says, "This is my friend Tana. Oh, my mother says I'm too old for dolls, but..." She hugs it and she says, "I'll still love her no matter what."
Ikki, where are the adults?
She says, "Well, the elders are probably at..." There's a name for it that are in here. She says, "Oh, the elders are probably at the place of gathering." And then from the inner area here, you hear a loud scream, a piercing scream. And Ikki turns and looks and she says, "Someone's in trouble! I'll go get help!" And she takes off. And you hear the scream coming from here again. And Chan reacts. And kind of pings a sort of a forlorn... There's no verbal here. Chan can't seem to come up with the right verbiage for Hum, but Hum kind of gets this sense of there is something in here that needs help in some way, and that it has to do with air elemental energies.
She yells at everybody, "Come on, let's go."
So you start slipping through these rocks, and you have to duck and bob and weave. So the way this works is that wherever you see the more brownish stone, if you cross something like that, if you cross a square with that, it's rough terrain. So Oxer are like trailing behind, just trying to bob and weave through everything.
Where is she going?
Just follow me.
You heard the scream too, Tadias. Everyone heard the scream. And again, you hear the scream, and you feel wind pick up around you and flow through the rocks. And you see lightning as these creatures that take on the form of Aarakocra, but are like seemingly made of lightning, appear all around you. Roll initiative. As I... Sorry, here. And then I'm gonna have them roll. And then I'll have these guys roll. You're right there, because... There we go. Stand by. Macro. Oh, it's so good. Okay, and then... Q. 4. Okay. All right. Sort. Descending. Alrighty. Vox. You can just see it through all of the twists and turns and weird shaped rocks as this specter creature, this Erkok or ghost, kind of slips into this gap here and strikes at you. Uh, 18 to hit.
I'm going to try and dodge that
Uncanny dodge?
because that hits.
Okay,
Yeah.
that halves the damage. You don't dodge it, but it halves the damage. So this is not necrotic damage, it is actually lightning damage. Go ahead and roll a Constitution saving throw. So half of 16 is 8. So you take 8 damage. As you are zapped and you can sort of feel some of your vital energy kind of almost drain away. Your hit point maximum is reduced by 8. And I have all of the text there, which is unfortunate. But now you know what the stakes are. Tadias.
I think I'm gonna cast haste on myself.
Alright. What are you going to do with your hasted action?
We're gonna zoom in here and we're gonna just attack once
Alright.
with res.
That is a hit. For 9. Okay.
And bonus action, turn jets, that'll be turn.
Alrighty. This one is going to zip into Scrum here because it's incorporeal, and it's going to lash out at Hum. 19.
It's
That's going to be 12 lightning damage. Need to make a con save. Ooh. Your HP is reduced. This one is going to incorporeally move through Vox and Hum, and you feel your hair stand on end as the sort of lightning ghost passes through you, and this one attacks Delia. Ooh, 22, Jesus. Rolling hot. That's 14 lightning damage. Ooh.
how much was the maximum hit point? Was it 8? You said.
No, that was for Vox because she she uncanny dodged, but it's equal to the damage taken.
Oh, so I lose 12 from my hit point maximum.
Yes. All right. This specter is going to attack Tadias. Doesn't hit. Vox, it's your turn.
Well, I'm going to dagger the one that hit me.
All right. That is a hit. Which one did you? I guess this one. Yeah, this one here. Okay.
Yep.
Alrighty. That does hit. Or it's all that magic damage. Ooh. So you strike in, and it's as if all of the lightning kind of just gets sucked into the dagger, and then it just explodes out and kind of strikes the walls, and some chips of stone fall around you, and this one is no more. Only it is swiftly replaced by this one. Actually, wait, can I do that? Hang on. on, wait, it can't. Oh no, it can. So this one comes up to you and is swiftly replaced and attempts to strike at you. Jesus, 25.
I can dodge that again.
You can. So 7 instead. Make that con save. You save. Hum, it's your turn.
So Hum's pulling out the chimes because, like, these guys hit hard.
They do.
She's going to steel winged strike this bullshit.
All right. Steel wind strike? Or
Yeah.
Or destructive wave.
Well, she doesn't have the wonderness of blocking everybody out of it, so she's going to use steel wind strike.
But yeah, she does.
With her chimes.
It's part of the spell. It's in the...
I think she still wants to do the steel winged strike.
Okay. You bet. That's all of them. So Hum turns into wind. Alright, so
It didn't it's not
roll
rolling
the attack.
damage.
it rolled damage, but it didn't roll the attack.
Here we go. Now let's do this.
That hits. That misses.
There's only 5 of them, right?
There are only 5 of them, but the one above it is damage. Alright, so you hit 1, 2, 3. You hit 4 of them. Which one do you want to have missed?
1,
Oh.
2,
Got it.
3, 4, and 5.
Alright, so you miss this one. Go ahead and roll damage. Destroyed. And number 4. Oh, not destroyed. 18. Okay. But pretty close to being destroyed.
And then for her bonus action, she's going to viciously mock this one.
Okay.
Who was hit but didn't die.
What does she say?
She says that you're the shadow of the man you used to be. Shadow of the
Ooh.
bird that you used to be.
You hear a loud squawk as they cry out, and they're eliminated. Oxor slowly makes his way up. So that's 10 feet, 15. And is going to try to take this one out with Skan Bavara. His magic longsword. 16 hits. As does that one. He might pull it off all in one. Ooh, wow. Or not. Those are some low rolls. Ah! He does just enough to take this one out. And we're out of initiative. Chan whispers.
Yeah, I don't know if I trust this place.
Chan whispers to Hum and says, these souls were... The creatures these souls once were destroyed with powerful elemental energy, and is what left them in that state.
That hurt, Chad.
She just offers some condolences non-verbally. Also, while you're in here, as you're sort of coming down from the battle and you're looking around, you see scraps of cloth, bits of feathers, and piles of rubble. And there's a very faint stink of decay, like rancid meat that had been sitting out and then somebody threw it away, but it was still kind of like on the counter. and they haven't cleaned the counter yet.
Uh,
The dwellings carved in this cave, the dwellings carved in this crag, had been torn asunder by some intense force, and you can see the ruins before you.
I think our friend Ikki is seriously delusional, guys.
Rook kind of comes up from the ground and says, "Yeah, something really bad happened here. Maybe she's in denial."
She's just a baby.
And you actually hear her voice again. From the outside. She says, "Is everything okay? What happened? I tried to find someone to help, but I couldn't find anyone. They must all be busy preparing for my ceremony."
Ikki, where's your mom?
She says, "Probably with the rest of the elders preparing my ceremony." And she smiles.
Where might that be?
She starts to walk past you, and she gets to here, and she says, "Well, let's get back out into the sun." And she's just walking out. And she says, so she points, she gets a smile on her face, and she points over in this direction, and she says, "Oh, this way. This is where my mother would make pottery." And she says, if it's so rare we get visitors. I kind of want to show you the first pot I sculpted." And then she looks
Sounds great.
She looks distracted again, and she points down in this way, and she says, "Oh, and over here, over the next crag over, there's an old tomb, and the elder says that they're sacred to the people that live far underground, and a big earthquake lifted them up out of the ground, and he says we can show respect but not touch them. But there's a garden nearby."
Take us to your mom.
She says, "Oh, okay. Well, she might be at the what do you call a place where people make pottery?" She says that word, and she starts leading you in this direction.
Can you tell us a little bit more about this ceremony?
She says, all Aarakocra, when they get to be of age..."
What's of age, sweetie?
She strokes... She looks up and she says, about 18 winters."
Okay.
And she describes the ceremony where they pick flowers from the slopes below, and they put them all on a dais in their holy place, and the elders say a few prayers, and a friendly wind spirit comes down and picks up the flowers in a not a tornado, but like a very gentle breeze, and just sort of swirls around the Aarakocra that's coming of age, and that signifies their entrance to adulthood. and she leads you over this bridge. Do you follow?
Yes.
Yeah. So that all of that happens while you're crossing the bridge. Mm-mm-mm. Let me see here. Let me double check a couple things. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Let me get to my copy. So, eventually, you see another plateau that is on top of a spire, appearing from out from the fog. And at this point, Ikki is finished with her story, and she sort of flies ahead. She had already flown ahead to tell. She said, well, let me play it out. So after she tells her story, she takes off and she flies ahead, and she says, I'm going to tell my mom that we have visitors. And they are left alone for the moment. And then the plateau comes into view. And as you approach, you hear the sound of humming. It goes on like that.
Sounds like a group of dwarves trying to make music.
It sounds much more guttural than what I was able to replicate. I say as I take a sip of water. And what you're looking at here is a shelf of rock that is kind of like jutting out of the ground. But you can tell that it kind of ends at this side or this side. And also, for reference, I made these maps in Dungeon Draft, and this area is like slope. Like, you don't want to be here, you'll fall. But this is flat. And Oxor is kind of like, wait, let me go first. There's something off about that humming. And Rook says, I'm just gonna stay back here. I've got a bad feeling too.
We'll be back, Rook.
He nods.
I would hide.
He nods again, and he just sinks into the earth. And the humming continues a little bit more, and the whole group of you just walk out.
Oh!
And you see the following. 2 humans and wait, where'd it go? I had a thing. Where'd it go? I'm annoyed is what I am. Stand by. Oh crap, what did I call them? Give me a second here. That's supposed to be there, and it wasn't for some reason. 2 humans, an Aarakocra with brown feathers, and a Kenku, hang suspended from hooks connected to chains. Blood pools on the floor beneath them. Small carrion birds fly about, picking at the victims. It is only the humans that faintly struggle, rasp, and moan in pain as a breeze sort of turns them around and around. Debris, including tattered clothing and broken pottery, is scattered against the walls.
You think that's Ikki's mom?
And the big creature here turns and sort of gestures out with his arms and says, "Ah, you think of my work." And then he squints.
You're a true artist.
Well, you're not Arisi. Where's Arisi?
Oh, she's on her way. She sent us to see how you were doing, to make sure you had everything you need.
He says, "Well, I need more. I need more of those bird things, or more of her, little servants that I can play with." And you see, or you hear, you can hear Oxor's blade start to clear from the scabbard.
Well, I'll tell you what. We're gonna go get you a couple more, okay? And at that point, Hum is going to move forward and cast Destructive Wave at him.
Okay, so you, just so that you know, 30 feet is this much.
Yep.
Okay, so you're just gonna advance?
I'm just gonna kind of go forward and I'm going to cast Destructive Wave.
Yeah, okay. Roll a performance check. Okay, so you're doing the acting like you belong kind of thing.
Uh-huh.
So I will let you get off Destructive Wave before I have everyone roll initiative. So go ahead and do that. Okay, so let me grab... Oxor starts to advance too. And it's the huge creature who actually I have a handout for, and I can show you what he looks like. And this will be our last combat. It'll be this combat and we'll end tonight. Looks like that. Yeah. Go ahead and roll initiative. I will do the music here in a second. Turn go. Oh, it's so good. Oh, you're still in the GM. That's unfortunate. I just have to do this once. Okay. Everybody roll initiative?
Not me, because my internet's
Ah,
freaking up right now.
everybody's rolling lower than 10. Dang. Alright.
But Guy there needs to roll a Constitution save too.
He does. And I will do that in a hot second. Constitution 13. Oh wait, but aha. Oh, he still fails.
So he is prone.
He is prone. All right. So what's this look like? Hum starts just advancing, and after she's saying like, "Oh, we just need to get you what you need," and then how does she cast a spell? Oh, that comes from the chimes. So she rings the chimes,
No, it doesn't come from the chimes. She actually has destructive wave.
Oh, she took it.
So
As,
she,
how did she?
so as she makes it close enough to cast it, she stomps her foot down, and it just comes up and hits him from the ground.
Yeah, there's like a wave. There's a wave of force, and it just crashes into him. And this is radiant damage.
Yes, it is.
All right, so you, as you're watching this hit him. Oh, okay, excellent. That's a perfect spell. Did you want to say anything else?
No.
All right, 47 damage.
Oh no, she does say something. She's like, "Oh my gosh, what happened to you?"
He starts. He's prone. He starts to get up, and he says, "I don't know, but you're gonna pay for that." And I'm gonna sort the initiative order. Hum has a higher dex than Oxor, I'm pretty sure. So you get to go again.
So feeling pretty full of herself, she's gonna throw another destructive wave at him.
Oh shit. Okay, you're just blowing through them. I like it. Boom. Okay. So it just zooms over to him, and he still doesn't save. What is your? You have a +4. Piece of shit. All right. That hurts him big time. That's like 40.
46.
46 damage. Yeah, that hurts him real good. He just rolled shit initiative. That's all there is to
She
it.
uses her bonus action to throw a vicious mockery at him and say, "What? You can't stay on your feet?"
Oh fuck! All right. Well, he still has advantage. That you, I guess you wouldn't be able to tell, but so that's a wisdom save, yeah. Yeah, okay.
But he gets that one.
You'll be cinders when I'm done with you. And as he's still like disoriented and trying to stand, and Oxor.
She used her movement to go behind Oxor.
Yeah, Oxor says, "You're not gonna get the chance." As he starts to move toward him, and I don't think I let him keep that, so we're just gonna say that he doesn't have it. So he is going to fish out a. Oh, I never gave that to him. No, Oxor is going to get up in his face, and that's what Oxor is going to do. Delia.
Is he still prone or did he get up?
He's still prone. He didn't even have a turn yet.
Okay, I'm gonna cast Bigby's hand.
Wait a second. Fox, did your initiative never hit the turn order?
No, it doesn't look like it.
Did we lose? Oh, we lost her. Oh. Shit. Okay.
Yeah, we lost her from chat too.
Yeah, we did. Alrighty. Well, that's... I'll just roll her initiative. That tracks. Okay, so we're just gonna... Let's see if she joins, because she just got back onto the Discord. And the Roll20. Hi, Nix.
So,
Go ahead and take your turn. You saw Hum cast Destructive Wave twice, ripping through this guy, and then Oxor ran up to him as you were doing something. Go ahead and take your turn. I rolled your initiative, too.
Oh, thank you. I'm just gonna assess here. 1 second.
Okay. I guess it's loading your, yeah. you want to tell me what you're gonna do?
Okay. Sorry, I had to get my sheet up. Okay, I'm going to dash up to him.
All right. Taking your cunning action.
And let's do some stabby stab.
Stabby stabby. Carry your pigeon attack roll. There's a pigeon taking a... Okay. That unfortunately misses.
You do have advantage because he's prone.
Ah, yes. Carrier pigeon is bringing... Ah, it's there. Cool. Fast carrier pigeon. That hits. And you get sneak attack. Excellent. That is a total of 31 damage. Yeah. You guys just rolled really well. Vox, describe killing the demon creature as you approach this prone body.
I just come out of nowhere, just stab him right in the belly, slice it open.
Yeah, and a lot of what you see is like this purpley smoke emits from his body, and then his whole form turns into like a purpley smoke, and then just disappears.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to take the wind
No,
out of your
that's
sails.
fine. That's fine because it just means that you burnt 2 5th level slots. So yeah, I think you bought and paid for, as they say. I just need to get back to the thing. There we go. Yeah, you definitely paid for that with 2 5th level spell slots. Didn't even he didn't even have a chance. But you know what?
Well, I told him.
I dig it. So you're out of initiative. Oxor looks toward this carnage here and just hefts a sigh. But these two are actually moving a little bit.
I'm going to begin undoing their bindings.
Okay. They are actually manacled with chain.
You got any way to do with this?
We have a rogue. Come over here. Can you use your thieves' tools there, Vox?
I sure can.
I'll use mine on this one.
Are any of you Nerys or Desna?
What? Who?
Nerys or Desina? Desnia? I don't know. Thrall's men.
Oh.
Nerisi and Desina.
They're around, I think.
In bits and pieces or like one contiguous person?
Hey, I don't know, but grunted. Rook kind of appears from the side. That was really loud.
Sorry. He was big.
He just kind of shudders a bit, looking at the carnage here. Yeah, you get them free. Yes. That is the resolution for your Thieves' Tools rolls. They are way too fucked up to move. They're injured, super injured. You see lacerations all over their bodies, bruises. Clearly, they have tender ribs as you help them down. Before you commit to that, healing, they are 100% cultists. They have the insignia all over their bodies. They have
Oh,
the air
then
cult.
never mind.
Yeah, sorry.
Take that back.
I should have mentioned that they're wearing the same armor as air cult initiates, and they have like the symbol emblazoned on them.
How do we get to where you were at? Where is everyone?
He groans and says, he looks over at his companion. He says, fuck this. He says, if the bridge back to the spire that they used the orb on, and then he like thinks for a second, left.
Where do you come from?
He shies away from that question.
No. Reese's been up here a few times, right?
Yeah, says the other.
Where does she go when she leaves this spot? Does she also go to the left?
Well, that way is the storm portal, and then across the crag is where she sleeps.
Storm portal. Is that like a rift?
They nod. They say spirits come out of it, and it's where she says she'll bring Yansi Bin into the world to wreak his howling hatred.
Right.
She's never coming back.
You see relief pass over their faces. I wanted to quit anyway. And Oxor says, was that before or after they put you here with the demon? And they shrink away from that question. Thought so.
You know, we have a really good friend named Zachariel. And he used to say that, and he says that we should give you guys a chance to redeem yourselves.
They look at each other and they say, I don't know how we're gonna redeem ourselves now, but I'll do anything. Yeah, me too, says the other. And you don't need to roll insight check. They seem very genuine.
So our friend Zachariel used to, I keep saying used to, but he's still alive. He said that the best you could do was to go and serve and join the militia and protect the world from people like Orisi and the others like her.
And they nod slowly. They seem to take this to heart.
I'm willing to hear you if you make a promise to me that you'll go do the same. What is your name?
This one says, Uh, Jason, spelled Jasen. And this one says, he swallows, he says, Merle.
Jason, Merle, I'm willing to heal you, but I will return to where the militia is. And if I find you haven't joined, I'll hunt you down.
You mean
I have the rest of my life.
the one in Forstride? We're
The one in Fourth Stride.
we're from Athon. Although, no, yeah, Forstride sounds good.
I was gonna say Afon didn't offer you much, right? Because you joined a cult.
They both look incredibly ashamed at that. Yeah.
Go and serve, and we'll let you live. And then she heals the first one, Jason, with the 8 healing.
Okay. He nods and he says he'll find our way back. They're up to full health now.
I'm counting on it. She gives them each a gold piece so that they can make it and get food on the way. I've shown you a kindness in the name of Zachariel Valtalis. You let them know that's why you're there.
They both pocket their gold piece and they start hiking, fully recovered, but still probably feeling some muscle strain, whatever. And they start leaving.
If we do our job right, there won't be a cult for them to ever return to anyway.
It's what Zachariel would have done.
Otherwise, they would have been off the cliff, so this is the better option. But it sounds like we know where we're going. Huh?
Let's get to getting.
All right. Well, so you'll see them going across the bridge too. But you make your way back to that sort of hub, that crag. As soon as I find it. Actually, before I do that, I'll do a little copy paste action. Yeah, 15 minutes. What can we do in 15 minutes? Paste. So when you get back, they're there too. And I mean, there's only so many places for them to go. So they're just going to start moving, and they look back and they say, if there's no safe way down, we're just gonna wait near the storm ladder.
We'll be back.
And they're just making their way back.
Hopefully Lucy won't eat them when they come down. I forgot to tell them about that.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
So you got a pair of options. You can either head left where they said the direction of the portal was, or you can head straight across, which would be left from your character's perspective, which is this way. And then there's another bridge that they implied was going down this way, and Ikki talked about it too, and said that there was an old tomb, and it was also, the cultist said, apparently where Arisi retired when she was up here.
We do need to go where Arisi was for the horn.
Is that safer to do with the portal open or closed?
It's probably better to close that portal so that the souls don't come out anymore.
That would be what I would think as well.
All right. So you hoof around to the next bridge, and this one is not what it appears to be on not what it appears to be on the frickin' map, but it is chain. It is a chain monkey bridge. You guys know what a monkey bridge is?
Does it turn?
No. So, no, let me find you an example. It took me about a bajillion years to figure out what I was thinking about when I wanted to reference this, and regret it because I'm a Boy Scout and I should know.
So it's a triangular bridge.
Yeah. See, I googled triangle frame bridge and I didn't find that. It was it was quite annoying. But it's like that, but it's with chain links, and that are at parts they're lashed together with cable.
This is gonna make Rook and Delia's tummies turn.
Yeah, Rook's looking at it like, why didn't I stay with Lucy? Won't back out now. I want to see this through.
Let's do this thing.
How long is the bridge?
It goes off into the fog, and you can't see. It's like that scene from Samurai Jack where he's crossing the really long bridge, and it's just almost endless. Then he meets the Scotsman.
Delia is going to completely shut her eyes and white knuckle grip, and then also be practicing the incantation for Odaluke's resilient sphere as she's trying to get across this bridge.
All right. Yeah. Okay. So, it is, the chime thingy ended. Well, that's okay. I'll bring it back next week. So, as you are making your way through here, it's a long journey, and there's a few points where there's a sharp elevation, and actually, it's broken up by spires that you have to sort of sidle around to get to the next bridge. Some of them are those monkey bridges. Some of them are more secure wood or steel plate floor affixed with chains. But they vary almost every other one. It's like it's almost like there wasn't any real organization to this. Like they just grabbed whatever materials and put together whatever they could. And it sort of zigzags, it goes up, it goes down. And finally, a scene where there's a whole bunch of spires really close together that are connected by these different types of bridges, and to your dismay, a lot of them are more like ladders that are extended from spire to spire, and the wind here starts to pick up, and you can see there's this plateau to your right where you see several cultists standing in a circle around what appears to be a howling hatred priest, and they have their arms open and they're just chanting. They don't seem to notice you. And I think, because this next bit is kind of involved, I think we'll end here for tonight.
Bye, Joy.
Bye, Joy.
Hi, Joy.
Hi, Joy.
Bye, Joy.